if they can do so. But let's take a look immediately at the jungle here. The clear speed has always been a very important factor, especially talking about the early game. And this Baksha already is getting a bit more faster clear speed, being assisted as well.
Already invading very early on. Vival going to be able to get that green camp away and might actually be taking everything in the bottom side jungle. Yes,
wow.
Vivian getting Vival the additional maneuvers there with the guiding wind as well, and they will be able to actually create some space for the invades to happen very early on. And for Catawap, it's already a very interesting start to the game, actually opting to go after the purple buff up top instead of the bottom lane. The shield unity almost used up by Vival to catch Nu. And it seems for Catawap, she's just going to be so behind. She didn't even go for the lethal wanderer, Rashi. That was up top on her side as well. So Viva already getting a massive advantage here. Should be able to get level 4 while also denying that level 4 for Catawap as the turtle spawns in the game.
That's a fresh look coming in from Vivian. Usually we see the Baksha just take over purely by the movement speed, by the shield unity just rolling around the map. But we're seeing now Vival on the Baksha, assisted by Vivian in maneuvering in order to get to those camps a bit earlier. And looking at this already, threatening the mid lane. For the side of Laos though, we'll have to see. Team fighting is definitely their priority right here, so they want to play it a bit safer. Later on, Bumblebee on the Estes is running the temporal rain though, so there'll be more healings and slows technically, but look at the damage, man.
Vivian wants to go for the last few hits and finds it. First blood over to Vivian with just the blooms, and it should be Vival who takes this for free because the Roger Catawap is in the bottom lane actually, trying to go for the turret, but with Chell there with the Inspire as well, I don't think there's really any threat into that Moscow, but they give away the entire top side, not just the turtle, over to Indonesia. Vival, who's already holding an overwhelming lead, will be even further ahead now as she won't even bother to get any more of the green camp. She'll just go straight to her own purple buff, play it safe. It's a 1-0 start on the shield unity. Get into the mid lane, straight into the dispersion and the rotation. Bumblebee completely obliterated, even faster than Nu's reaction. Diversion in the bottom lane. Say goodbye to Platwu, who's trying to survive, has the flicker too, and will be able to escape into the dispersion, and the rotation catches her again. Cindy playing with the space over the turret, the guiding wind to bring her over towards a different angle to attack Platwu. And for Laos, Platwu will have to recall Chell, gonna be able to shove this wave all the way back into the turret. Maybe she might even get a few shots with the Inspire. I don't know if she wants to go for the Inspire here, but no. All right, she just goes for the few shots into the bottom lane with the guiding wind, bringing the low Yi back. I don't know if Platwu can even rotate back into this turret. There's Vival as well. The shield needing to lock her down into the dispersion. My goodness. She just recalled. She just got back into the lane, and now she's back in the base again. Indonesia, absolutely ruthless again. 3-0 start.
And they just are so active around the map. Every single time you lead them to their own devices, they're always up to something, always scheming for the next interaction. Look at this, diversion again.
And now it's going to be on to Bumblebee, who's already died 2 times, making 3 now on the board. Again, another round coming in a bit too late as the Tortoise Poisons is going to be used up. And now Cindy will be able to get the Furious Dive, but no Petrify to combo it together. Vivian gets out, and take a look at Chell as a penalty zone to lock them down. And now all the damage placed onto him. Fumieko swinging the hammer, picking up a double kill as Chell just keeps on munching on that turret goal in the mid lane. Platwu cannot even threaten her back, cannot even deny those few hits onto the turret. And to make it even worse, to put salt in the wound, they're already giving Cindy a purple buff in the 4th minute of the game, Arashi.
They have full control over the jungle too, man. The diversions, we've talked about how right now the diversions are just not as impressive as they used to be because teams are used to it. Teams know to control the map and deny any opportunity for the diversion plays. But against Indonesia right now, wow. Once again, Nu, without any mobility, just gets caught out, gets deleted, and they're still going for it.
I don't think there's much they can do right now. Catawap, you're 2 levels down. I don't think you can even threaten Vival at this point of the game. She still has the Poissons too, so even if they do, Vival will be very, very tanky. I don't think you can actually take her down at all. So Indonesia now playing again with the diversion, now going towards the top side of the map. Will be able to catch Catawap in her rotation up top. Vival's just gonna go for the dive straight in. Cindy able to go for the Furious Dive, but look at the damage coming down. Vival, can she survive? The answer is gonna be no, but they still get Catawap without even throwing a shutdown in. It's another free turret over to Chell, and they should be looking to siege down the turret in tier 2 up top, man. Cine already zoning Bumblebee. She's already died 3 times. If she walks back up, it's going to be the 4th time. New as well, zoned away. They can't even go and defend their own turrets in the 5th minute of the game. Indonesia are taking complete control of the enemy jungle.
Just zoning away using a single low Yi. Usually there's going to be some backup involved, but that was just Cine walking up and saying, walk up at your own risk. And they're going for it again.
Spear of Misery to pin him down onto the wall. The guy wins to knock her up right into the spears of Chell. 10-1. Let's take a look at the items. Diversion again, though. Where is he going to go? Into the bottom lane. Maybe a possible dive attempt now, as that's going to be Vivo, who's looking for a play as well. Catawap completely sandwiched Vivian just between the turrets, taking a like and pounds, and now guiding, winning away. Oh, Indonesia. Again, just utilizing the diversion. That's a dispersion, rotation, penalty zone, everything to force out the Netherrealm in the bottom lane. Chell gets taken out. That's good like and pounds, and it's going to force Vivian to actually utilize the flicker. And Platwu is actually really low. Catawap trying to go for the kill, but the Circling Eagle will just bait her in. So Vivo's damage. Can she actually escape? The answer is going to be yeah. She actually will be able to walk out of that engage coming in from Vivo. But Vivo will just use the space to go onto that orange buff. Might as well also just go for the Retribution, but it actually baits Catawap's Retri so that Vivo can go for the turtle for free. No Retri contest. Laos will have to concede.
But off that sequence though, beginning with Shell losing in the aggressive play using the Inspire, that's going to be Laos picking up a turret on the top side as well. So all things considered, still pretty good, pretty okay, but Platwu gets jumped on.
They really tried to go for that, and now they're going to be caught, all of them, in the Netherrealm that's been placed down. New still able to escape with the Shadow Stampede. Fumi Echo with no penalties though, but with a few swings of the hammer. Vivian with the glues. Gonna be caught in that bush. Now ran down by Vivo. Fumi Echo gets the kill. Oh, that was unfortunate. She was so close to recalling. And it seems for Chell, she'll just be able to take this purple buff away from Laos. Vivian going in, you can see the piercing damage from Chell, almost taking Cindy to half HP. They'll be able to take the tier 2 again, just like in game number 1, without the Lord.
I don't think I've seen anyone use the Loi in quite this fashion, man. They're not using it to outwit Laos. They're using it to just completely all out, just out-rotate Laos. They play on the bottom side and they diverge up to the other side, but penalty zone.
Inside of the base turret now, they should respect this still, but it's going to be Vivo who dives in deeper to Torres of Poissons. Blessed Moon Goddess still getting double HP, but even then, Cine just bursts through the healing with her damage. The glowing one that gets you the NOD effect at this point of the game now. And that's going to be the turret splash baited out without the Lord. In the bottom lane, they've already done that, so maybe they can actually go for the siege, and you can see the rotations by Cine. Used up disgusting Chell, finally getting that item power spike, but she might not even need it. No, it's gonna be bursted down by the roamer of all people. Chell's walking forward with the Abyss Walker, trying to deal some damage. Platwu now caught in the dispersion and the rotation. Chell still using the Inspire, trying to cut away, now gets caught by the I'm Offended, but will just use that as gap closer to finish Platwu off. Vivo's still alive, she still has the immortality, and now they go for the tier 2 in the mid lane, all without a Lord. In the 8th minute of the game, they might actually be threatening the end right now. Fumi Echo has the penalty zone. Chell jumps in with the Mistwalker again as Vivo gets pulled back, but only loses the immortality. It's gonna be a lot of damage placed down again. Chell is dealing all the damage onto every single member. None of them will survive. Now the Spear of Destruction to the back. Catawap will fall, and it is a complete wipeout. Platwu will finally spawn in back into the game, but it's gonna be sidestepped away that I'm Offended. 7 seconds on the death timers. Platwu with no I'm Offended getting taken down again. 2 wipeouts in a row as Indonesia will end it quick. 9-21, quicker than game 1.
An absolute brute force approach. We've used that word again and again today, but that is quite literally it, man. They just went straight at it. They know they have all the advantages. And for a second there, it seemed like at least they were able to slow down the members of Indonesia. They were able to kind of trade back some objectives. But towards the end, man, Indonesia just completely ramped up the aggression. And that was it. Immediately operating like a meat grinder and just demolishing the members of Laos one by one. And like we said, they were the favorites for a reason. And man, did they make, again, another statement. After all the weird picks, they go with the normal looking roster and they just demolish even harder, man.
A complete stomp. Game 1, game 2, doesn't matter. With normal picks, with cheesy picks, with fighters in the mid lane, with mages in the mid lane, with the Lo Yi or the Terizla or the Ruby, or even in the previous game, the Guinevere Roam, the Guinevere with the Dominance Ice. It was a tank build for him, or for her actually. And let's move on to the highlights here, Rashi. Let's go through the highlights once again, all the way from the early game to the later stage of the game. What later stage? I mean, the late stage is the 10th minute, right? I mean, not even.
I mean, you did say
God.
the
What is even
later
late
stage.
game?
You did say the later stages, not like the late game. But yes,
Yeah, but
all
what
the way
is even
from-
the later stages, right?
Well, the later stage is 9 minutes. It's still not late at all. But that's because of this early game play, man. They went for the Estes. They thought they could maybe sustain and win out the fights that way. But with Cataweb immediately shut down, who is the main damage leader? They don't really have the same kind of damage output. Maybe Cindy can help out with that, but even then, she's taking too much attention, too much aggression. And for the most part, the jungle was just completely controlled by Indonesia here. Like I said, they go on the bottom side, they diverge to the top side. If they rotate to the top side, they'll diverge to the bottom side. And when they know that there are objectives at play here, they won't hesitate to just go in for these aggressive plays. Even at the cost of 1 or 2 kills, it doesn't matter, right? It's still within their calculations. And slowly but surely, the map just got smaller and smaller. And at some point, I guess there was a thought of maybe Laos can defend long enough if they have the Netherrealm, they have the blessing of the Moon Goddess, especially in their own base. Outside of the base, you can see that the damage output, credit to Shell for outputting it, is what allows Indonesia to just keep snowballing, keep melting through all the healing, all the second HP bars coming out of Laos. But afterwards, they make the play for the base. We thought it's going to be dragged out a bit longer, but penalty zone into everything, fighting under the base, under the turret, into the blessing of the Moon Goddess and the Netherrealm. And still, Indonesia was the one to pick up 1 kill there, which is insane. That doesn't really quite make sense when you think about it. But even with the damage reduction right there, Indonesia just kept going at it. They have the Mathilda that does provide some form of healing as well. But everyone, Sini has that shielding. Fumi Echo has that healing as well from her own spells. And you can say the same thing about Shell, especially with the Inspire. And with that power, with that damage, it's a more than a 10k, what is it, like a 12k gold lead, and just completely smash Laos down.